I want to ask you something, and I want you to sit with it before an answer. When was the last time you asked your best person if they were okay? Not how the project was going, not when the report was due. Just, are you okay? Because right now, across organizations everywhere, the highest performers are the quietest. And quiet, in my word, is a warning sign. This is Sahar Andrade, your AI whisperer, and this is your AI Cafe Conversations. Thank you for being here today. Here is what I keep hearing from executives. They left out of nowhere. No warning, no complaints. Everything seemed fine. Nothing just happens. The brain does not make sudden decisions. It makes accumulated ones. Every meeting where someone felt dismissed, every restructure that was announced without context, every time a leader was too dysregulated to hold space for someone else's concern, those moments stack up quietly and visibly. Until the day someone submits their resignation and the executive is blindsided. But honestly, are they really blindsided? And here is the thing that nobody is talking about. AI is accelerating this. Not because of what AI is doing, but because of what leaders are not doing while AI is changing everything around them. When organizations undergo major disruption, the brain goes into threat assessment mode. The amygdala, which is our brain alarm system, fires consistently, nonstop. It's scanning for threats because our brain never stops since the caveman, kill or be killed, hunt or be hunted. Our brain did not evolve in knowing the difference. So believe it or not, our amygdala sees a threat in criticism, in a feedback, in maybe asking harshly about why did you miss the deadline. And the brain categorizes or files it as the same threat as having a tiger following you. It does not differentiate between both threats. So amygdala is always scanning and firing constantly. Is this safe? Do I belong here? Is my contribution visible? I am going to be okay. And the problem is that no one asks anyone, how are you holding up? What's going on in your life? People, and I hear it all the time with most of the accounts that I work with, and I don't blame them. I mean, the executives, the directors, the managers, whenever I ask them about what's going on with their one-on-one meetings, they have that blank face, right? It's like, what do you mean one-on-one? And like, don't you meet with your people one-on-one? No, I'm too busy. I don't really have the time for that. I can barely get to my projects. And you know what? This is what results in people leaving. Because if you took the time of 10 minutes one-on-one, how many do you manage? 5, 6? By 10 minutes, that's 60 minutes. That's 1 hour out of a month. Of how many hours per month? If you take the 60 minutes, you might avoid that crisis. Actually, you probably will avoid that crisis. Just that direct human connection. And this is what we have been missing. We're going so fast with everything, now, especially with AI. AI is accelerating everything. And again, I'm not saying that AI is the reason, but AI kind of flamed it. AI brought it to the top. It's all about human-centered leadership. It goes back to the basics, right? So What I am describing today is not a human resources problem. That's actually a neuroscience reality. And if the leader at the top is also dysregulated, if their own nervous system is running on cortisol, which is the stress hormone, and pressure, then the entire team feels it. You cannot regulate a room you are not regulated in. Remember, leaders are the thermostat to the team, not the thermometer. If a leader walks in dysregulated, no matter what they say, the team absorb that dysregulation and become dysregulated themselves. So let me give you a scenario, a bit of a scenario if you want to call it. As senior director, I worked with brilliant, experienced, exactly the kind of person you don't want to lose. She had been with the organization for 11 years, through 3 structures, through 2 CEOs, and through a merger. She left on a Tuesday morning. HR got the resignation at 8:04 a.m. Her leader was in a town hall when it came through. What happened? Nothing dramatic. No blow up. No quarrel. No harsh criticism. No bad performance review. So what happened? What happened was that over 6 months of AI implementation rollout, her role changed 3 times. Not once, not twice, 3 times. Her input was asked for, but never acted on. It's like she didn't count. Her team looked to her for certainty she did not have. And her leader never once said, "This is hard. I see it. You matter here." She felt invisible. She felt like she didn't matter. Her nervous system did the math, and the math said, "Leave." Here is what that costs you. It's not just the recruitment fees, not just the onboarding time. When a high performer leaves, the people who respected them watch. And their nervous systems do the math too. Retention is a contagion in both directions. It spreads like a virus that you cannot control, a virus that basically antibiotics cannot treat. The organizations that keep their best people through disruption are not the ones with the best benefits. They are the ones with the most regulated leadership. So my question for you, what are you doing about that? How many people have you seen leave and you just shrugged it? Or you say, they couldn't take the pressure. Or you didn't even think about it. Say, oh, and the minute they left, you say, oh, I have to go through recruitment now. Let me talk to HR so we can recruit someone new. How many times have you done that? Have you done an exit interview? Have you talked to them? Sometimes, believe it or not, you can get these people back if you make them feel seen and heard. It's not enough to give a person a seat on the table. The most important part is to let them act on that seat so you can hear them. And when that manager or director that I was working with felt unseen, she shared her concern. She shared what she feels should happen and shouldn't happen. Why? Because she is into the middle of that. She knows better the operation. She knows better what works, what doesn't work. And most importantly, she knows her team. So she was asked and she responded. And it didn't happen once, it happened twice, it happened 3 times. And she felt that she had no value in there. And it's not only that she didn't have value, but she felt like she was not contributing to anything, though she was. Because all of us want to feel that we are something bigger than who we are. And that's why when we listen to people, even if we cannot really execute what they are saying, but get their buy-in and explain why we can do it now, maybe later, but let them feel seen and heard. Let your people feel valued. Give them that 10 minutes one-on-one. If not, you're going to keep bleeding people. And then you're going to wonder why your competition is doing better. Okay. So let me walk you through some of the solutions. Okay. So what do regulated leaders actually do differently? First, they name what is real. We call it name it to tame it, right? It's not my own expression, but it's what we say. The brain relaxes when uncertainty is acknowledged. When you put a name to what they are feeling, it becomes more tangible. It's not that thing that is scary, that is at the horizon, that we don't know what's going to happen, that monster that is lurking in the darkness. So when we name it, we actually not only acknowledge it, but we give it a shape. We give it a name, a smell, whatever. It's something that becomes tangible, like I said. Because the brain relaxes when uncertainty is acknowledged, not hidden. You do not have to have all the answers. You have to have the honesty to say, this is what we know. This is what we are trying to figure out. And you're part of that. And not just for show, let them share what they want or what they think or what they believe will or will not work. Second, they make people visible. Visibility is a neurological need. When someone's contribution is seen and named, the brain registers safety. When it's invisible, the brain registers threat. I will keep talking about human-centered leadership, human-centered AI, and most importantly, about psychological safety. Psychological safety is a great value, right? But it's not just a value. It's not something that you talk about. It's not something that you put on a website or in an email. Your people have to feel it. It's a feeling. Psychological safety is a feeling, not just a value. So you need to ask yourself, do my people feel safe to come and talk to me, to challenge me, to ask me a question, to say, I don't know? Or do they look at it as like, I better be quiet because I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to lose my job. What is it? You have to start asking yourself all that. Real look in the mirror. Third, and this is the one most executives skip. They regulate themselves first. You cannot lead from a place of dysregulation and expect your people to stay grounded. You cannot give what you don't have. And you cannot pour from an empty cup. So think about that. You cannot preach what you don't do either. It does not work neurologically. Stress is contagious, like I said, like a virus. So is calm. I work with a framework called BRAIN that helps leaders understand what's happening inside them before they walk into a room. Because the state you walk in with is the state your team catches. And I use what I call the 3 zones to help organizations understand where their teams are right now. Some people are in the zone of safety. Some are at the edge. Some are already checked out mentally. And the resignation letter is already written in their hand. The worst is when they are quite quitters, where they don't resign, they stay for the paycheck, and they just quit mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, and you get nothing out of them. So it costs you even more. You need to know which zone your people are in, not once a year, in a survey, consistently and rationally. Retention is not an HR initiative. It's a daily leadership practice, and it starts in the nervous system. If you're listening to this and thinking, I do not actually know which zone my people are in right now, that is your starting point. If you need more help with that, I have a shadow AI assessment on my website. It's free. It takes about 10 minutes. It will show you where you and your organization sit in the AI disruption landscape. And it will also tell you what your nervous system is doing under this pressure. Link is in the description of the show here. Go take it, it's free. And if you want to talk through what you find, you can actually book a leadership clarity call. No sales, no pushing on you any products, just a clarity call. I will also have the link to my calendar here below. Come back Friday for the Forbes Article Right edition. We are going into AI decision fatigue. Why the more decisions AI gives you, the worse your decisions actually get. See you then. And like I always say before I leave, show me some love. Please, we need your help into increasing our rankings. We are already one of the 2% top global, but we need you to help us with either rating or commenting on our podcast. I would really appreciate it. And I want to thank you for your help and your support. Please save, share, like, subscribe to any of our podcasts. We would really appreciate it. Till I see you again on Friday, I will tell you peace out. This is Sahar Andrade, your AI Whisperer, and this is AI Cafe Conversation Podcast, the only podcast where neuroscience, AI, and leadership intersect. Bye for now.
1